Hi everyone. It's been a hot sec, no lie. Has Bree been off of YouTube for 2 years and decided now to film a YouTube video? Yes. I figured we could do a little get ready with me chit chat kind of a dealio. And I picked up a bunch of new products, so I figured first impressions while getting ready with me? Sure. These products aren't like new to the public per se, but they're new to me, so they're new. Let's get started. So I feel like the first topic of conversation that we need to have is, was Bree gone for 2 years? She was. Why? So, I don't know how many of you know this, probably not many of you at all. When I was about 12, I started a YouTube channel. That was ancient history. I put up so many videos, and quite frankly, none of them were really that good. But it was something I did. I thought it was fun. People recognized me in school, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Then I stopped making videos for, God, I don't even know how many years. I think like 4 or 5 years. And I was like, okay, I'm over it. I still love makeup and everything, but YouTube's getting too much, and it's too high-tech for me to, you know, backgrounds and lighting and all that shit that, quite frankly, I was like 12, I was 13, and I was like, you know what, not happening. So, sorry, I'm out of practice, clearly. So, I kind of dipped on YouTube for a little bit, and 2 years ago, as you can see on this channel, I uploaded a really colorful, kind of not my favorite video. It's a makeup tutorial. It's an okay look. It definitely wasn't a style that like yes, I love color and I love playing with color and I love having fun with color, but the look itself was just not something that I would normally do. Like, it's not, I kind of did it to appeal to, I don't even know what kind of an audience. I think I was just trying to be unique and different and try to get attention towards the video rather than do something I actually loved. Because I really, like, the final look, not my favorite look that I've ever done, but it's a look, it's fine. So when I was making that video, it was kind of a all-day process because I was very concerned about it being this perfect, voiced over, flawlessly edited, whatever, because obviously the standards in the beauty community on YouTube are quite high, which is not a bad thing by any means. I just personally, it drained me a little bit, and it was kind of unmotivating because the real reason I wanted to do YouTube and make videos was not to make them perfect, but to enjoy what I was doing, per se, and to just boost my creativity and inspire other people to do, you know, whatever they think is fun, and to play with color, and to not be afraid to do whatever it might be. But because I spent so much time trying to get it perfect, I kind of immediately lost all motivation. It's really hard to explain, but I was very unhappy, first of all, with the final product of it after spending hours on end filming on this high quality camera and like not understanding why my camera kept shutting off within like 15 minutes of filming, and just getting really aggravated and having to refilm and all this other really dumb stuff. Like, the editing took me ages because I would do the voiceover for a part and then I wouldn't like how it sounded, so I would go back and redo a bunch of it, and quite frankly it took much longer than it really should have, and it just kind of made me feel I don't know, uninspired, I guess. And the fact that I hated, I mean, hate is a strong word, but at the time, I really, really didn't like the final outcome of the look that I did upload. And it's still uploaded, like, I still have it on this channel. It's just, it wasn't something that I was proud of, and it immediately just made me second guess wanting to upload and wanting to post, because I was looking at it and I was like, wow, I really don't like what I came up with, and like it's just not, it felt kind of lackluster to me, even though I put in all this effort into doing a look that I thought would, you know, be responded to well and people wanted to see. It's just, I don't know, it wasn't something that I was really thrilled about. And because of that, I thought to myself, why am I gonna spend my time gearing something to other people that I'm not enjoying doing? And I think that the biggest thing about it was just that I put this image in my head of, it has to be perfect, otherwise no one's gonna want to watch it. And let's be real, that's not the case. If people want to watch you, they'll watch you for your personalized content and not because they're looking for something just for them. Like, I felt like I had to really do something so out of the box to really gain attention and traction, but in reality, I feel like anything I would have put up, the people who wanted to watch me would have, and the people who didn't wouldn't, and that's fine. And I feel like I needed to come to that decision and conclusion and realize, like, hey, not a big deal. Post what you want, it's your channel, and do what makes you happy. So here I am. I know that the beauty community has had its fair share of drama lately, which has really, honestly, it has a big part to do as to why I'm so inspired to put something up right now, versus in the past, because I feel like I watch beauty YouTubers and beauty gurus quite often throughout the day, and to be quite honest, right now it doesn't feel like anyone's posting anything that's really inspiring, because everything that's getting posted is kind of apology videos or, like, you know, things of that nature, drama nature, that doesn't really have anything to do with the beauty community, I feel, and that in itself just really deterred me from wanting to watch the current videos that are being uploaded. And I figured, if I'm feeling that way and I'm feeling like there's no content on YouTube currently that I would like to watch, I felt like maybe other people are having the same issue where they're lacking the content that they come for, and I figured what better way to combat that than post. So here we are. So frankly, I didn't want to do something that was in the style of like a voiceover and a very put together thing. I kind of just wanted to sit, play with some new makeup, and talk. By the way, for my eyes, I'm using the Venus 2 palette, which also, I know it's backwards. I'm using the front camera of an iPad. Lazy? Yes. Convenient? Also yes. This is not new. This has been out for a while, but I just got my little hands on it, so I want to play around with it. Also, I know there was controversy with Lime Crime. Honestly, don't care. If a product works, it works. If I like the colors in it, I'm gonna use it. I don't really like to get involved in the drama of all that. So first I'm dipping into the shade right here, which is Mustard, transition shade, kind of. I really have high hopes for this palette, just because I really like the colors. And I have the other Venus palette, which I'm quite a fan of, so. Oh, Pigment Who. So I wanted to sit down. I've never done a get ready with me. I figured now's a really good time to start because I wanted to. Again, the content on YouTube that I've been seeing, there's a couple of makeup artists that I've been watching for years who are still uploading really great content that I love watching, like Samantha, Robin Doll, then there's Ashley or Atlee on YouTube, Raw Beauty Christie's great, and just a bunch of people that I still see uploading good content, and I really appreciate that. But then there's certain other YouTubers that I've been watching for years who aren't necessarily uploading anything right now that really inspire me, and I miss feeling inspired. I miss having a time to be creative with my makeup and play around, because ever since leaving to college, honestly, like, the amount of time that I've had for makeup has really diminished, which is really unfortunate. I mean, of course, education's important and doing what you love is also important, but going to school full-time has definitely limited my ability to, I don't know, I guess be creative, especially since my first year, this is the first summer after my first year of college, and I started in a science major, thinking that I wanted to be a veterinarian. So a year went by, not what I want to do, which is fine. Things change, people learn, we grow, and I've learned that I want to go a more creative route, I feel. So I'm looking into and actually pursuing graphic design. So I feel like now that I get to do something a little more artistic on a day-to-day, maybe I'll have more creative push to do more with makeup, even if it's something small, like just a eyeshadow, you know, all over the lid or whatever it might be. Just something to alleviate that lack of creativity that I feel on a day-to-day kind of a deal. You know what they don't tell you about being on YouTube? They don't tell you how much your back hurts from sitting all weird to be like perfect in frame. But now I'm going to be dipping into, I think I'm gonna go with jam. So here's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm looking at this palette, I want to use as many colors as I possibly can. So I think I'm going to use mustard, jam, and mud on the top lid, and then I feel like going in with filter and boot for the bottom lid, and then maybe put fly in the inner corner. I don't know yet, but that's kind of what my brain is pushing towards. It's like, look at these colors, put them together. So we'll see where we get. So I'm really appreciating the pigment of these colors. I mean, I've only dipped into 1.5, but they're really pigmented so far. They're blending quite nicely into each other. So far, I don't have any like muddiness. Sometimes I do get that with some eyeshadows, is that they come off a little muddy when you go to blend them together, weirdly enough. And I don't know, sometimes it just happens with certain palettes, and I've noticed it. And I don't like muddy eyeshadow. I don't think anybody does. If you do, more power to you. But I'm not a fan of muddiness, so I like the way that they're blending so far. Not giving me too much of a hard time. So, Halloween is coming out. Obviously not this month, but next month. But that means it's close. And I don't know about you guys, but Halloween has always been a fave for me. I never really did much for it, considering no one else in my family was really all that crazy about Halloween. Obviously I used to do some fun makeup looks and stuff like that, but I never really got into, I've always wanted to get into SFX stuff, and for instance, I watch Mikey on Glam and Gore. I don't know if you guys know her. If not, I've been following her for years, if not from the beginning, and she has the funniest content, but also the most incredible SFX work that I love watching. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, or seen her rather. I've always really wanted to get into SFX stuff. I just haven't gotten my hands on like liquid latex or anything like that, and I don't know, I haven't been forward enough with getting all the materials and such to do so. But I will one day, it'll happen, I'm sure. Okay, so next I'm taking Mud, which is like the deep reddish brown. I'm gonna use the same brush I just used for Jam. I'm really digging the tones in this palette. I really like how it's so like down the middle with cool and warm. I've noticed that most of the palettes that have been coming out, aside from a few, like the Gemini palette from Melt, which I unfortunately did not get my hands on. Still hoping that they bring that back and that it wasn't a one-time deal, because I absolutely adore the color story. And I saw Christy from Raw Beauty Christy do a video with it when she got hers, and I was in awe. I was highly disappointed that I didn't have it. I do know that the Morphe 39A, I believe it is, has the Dare to Create one has definitely like a range of a couple of greens that could definitely probably give you a similar effect to the Gemini palette, but the Gemini palette's just so gorgeous, and I was so upset that I didn't get my hands on it. But I guess it wasn't meant to be. Either way, that palette was gorgeous, but I have noticed that there have been so many warm tone palettes in the last few years, and I feel, if I'm gonna be really honest, I'm, dare I say, bored. I love warm tones. I do. Clearly, I do. I feel like we need more. We need innovative. The fact that we keep seeing the same things repeated over and over is kind of lackluster, and it's not inspiring in any way. I want to be inspired. I want more. I want creative. I want jaw-dropping. I would rather wait for a brand to let out innovative products rather than push out a whole bunch and have them all be really repetitive. Listen, I'm finding that this orange colored jam is kind of getting really lost when I blend, which is unfortunate because I was really expecting a little bit more from that one. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I definitely brought it up a little way too high, trying to blend it out and to give it that gradient, but I don't know. I feel like it got a little lost, which is really sad because I love that orange. And I think it's gorgeous. I mean, I feel like if you used it just all over the lid, it would be fine. But I don't want to use it all over the lid. You know? You know? You know. So here's another issue I'm finding with this palette. I don't feel like I have a color to put in the center of my lid. Okay, I guess we're going to dip into something else, which I'm sorry for those of you who are following along and using this palette. I'm gonna take the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Reflect from Hourglass. I'm taking this on a flat, like, shader kind of brush, and I'm just gonna, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, so stunning. So I'm just gonna place that in the center. When I do halo eyes or any kind of shimmer on the eye, I don't like cutting my crease out with concealer. I think that it leaves a weird texture on my eyelid. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it just gets too much and too heavy on my eye, and it's not something I'm a fan of. So I just do it with, and I also like the softer look. I like it to be a little bit more blended rather than all harsh and whatnot. But I mean, everyone has their own preference, you know. If you wanted to cut out your center of your halo eye, now would be the time to do it with some concealer, eye primer, or whatever. I just personally don't love that technique. So I really wanted this top lid to be a little more yellow and orange rather than brown, in the crease at least. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a flat shader brush, another one, and I'm going to dip into Jam, which is the orange shade, and I'm going to place this on the edges of where I put that Hourglass color, and kind of on top of the brown in my crease, just a little bit. I want to pack that on just so that I get a little bit more orange and less of that that mud shade. It's not muddy, but it's called mud, so that's kind of ironic, isn't it? And I'm going to take a little bit of a fluffy brush to add that to the crease a little bit more. Again, for that more of an orange. I'm also going to take a little bit of that mustard color just around the edges because I want a little bit more of that yellow showing through. So now I'm going to move on to my skin before I finish, obviously, my under eye and all of that good stuff. So I'm taking the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I'm just going to... Is this a coconut primer? I think it is. Yeah, coconut face primer. So I'm just going to rub that into my skin. I have horribly dry skin. I don't know about you guys, but my skin, especially in the winter, hates me because it's so dry. I'm going to bring that a little bit down my neck. And so, listen, usually I make a little concoction with my foundation, but I got this foundation today. It's the Natasha Denona Face Glow. I've heard crazy raves from Sam about these, and I don't know if y'all know. If you check my Twitter, you'll probably know. Whenever Sam recommends a product, I grab it because she is stunning and has not let me down so far. I've also, so I don't know if you guys know this, but Sam had a collaboration with MAC, and she made a lipstick with them. Now, hello? Hello? Okay, listen, Natasha. I don't know what's going on here, girl. Okay. Oh, we got some. Now, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna take like 2 pumps for now. If I need more, I'll take more. You know, you never know. I'm not gonna mix anything into it just because I don't know how it works or how it looks, and I don't want to, you know, take away my first impressions by mixing it with a bunch of stuff. But back to the Sam thing. So Sam did a collaboration with MAC, and she made a lipstick. It was a very pretty pink nude. Now listen, my only tea with it was that it was only sold in Canada. Now, if you're thinking, oh dang, Brie, I'm so sad that you missed out on that because you're American. You're wrong, because homegirl did not miss out. She made a Canadian pen pal who hooked her up real nice with the lipstick. And to this day, it is still my favorite nude. Genevieve actually has collaborated with MAC on a lipstick as well. It is not yet in the US, unfortunately. It is not yet in the US, which is quite unfortunate. But you bet your bottom that when it comes out in the US, this girl is copying that because we support Jamie on this channel, as we do with Sam. Okay. I kind of expected this foundation to be a little dewier, dare I say. I feel like it'll be great when I mix it like I do all my others. So basically when I'm doing my foundation, I like to mix my primer, a little bit of my primer, a little bit of like either the Cover FX drops or this Marc Jacobs Dewdrop in Fantasy. I just find that adding those things to it gives it more of like a dewy, like, I mean, it's pretty. It has a dew to it. I would say light to medium. I wouldn't say terribly light. I don't mind. I like it. I think that it's looking good so far. It's not terrible. Not the worst. Not... I take it back. It's pretty. Sorry if I'm looking over. I have a big vanity mirror and then a really small mirror in front of me, so I'm kind of... To do my foundation, I use the bigger mirror just because... Girl's got a big face. You need a big mirror for a big face. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, no. The color match is pretty good. Might be a little light, but that's okay because when I bronze and all that good stuff, well, ew, foundation lips, gross. But that's okay, because when I bronze, we'll even it out and all that good stuff. So, thoughts. The finish is, let me look closer, hold on. So the finish is, oh, let me take a closer look. This foundation. Okay. I take back all of the negative words that I said. She's dewy. She's pretty. Sam, you never let me down. Man, I don't know what to say. I really don't. That is a yes for me on first impression. I don't know how it wears. Obviously, that's a huge factor. But I don't generally have an issue with my face makeup like coming off per se. I don't know. I don't struggle with a lot with my face makeup, so I never really did. I mean, I did have like some creasing issues at one point. So for the concealer, for concealer, I'm taking the Glossier concealer. I think it's the Skin Stretch. Yeah, the Stretch concealer. This is pretty new to me. I recently bought it. It's not light coverage per se. It's definitely lighter than what I used to use, which is the Tarte Shape Tape, as everyone used to use. But since going a little bit lighter on the coverage on like my foundation and stuff, I've been liking a lighter, more dewy concealer for under my eyes. It is a little light. So the only part of my face that I actually set is under my eyes, because creasing is a thing. And I don't like to set the majority of my face, just because I like the dewiness. So I'm going to take a black eyeliner first and tightline and waterline my eyes. But I'm going to do that off camera because, let's be honest, it's gross. So now that I look like what I looked like in middle school, I'm going to take the color Filter, which is this blue right here. She's pretty. I don't tend to gravitate towards blues ever, and I mean ever. Like, I don't use blue. I don't know why. They don't scream out to me as much as other colors do, but we're gonna give her a go. So I'm gonna just... Okay, this is not the brush. Okay. So like, I really don't want to sound biased. I don't hate this color. It's a little weird for me because it's very powder blue. I don't hate it. Don't love it. I feel like when I put the black iridescent color boot over it, closer to the lash line, I feel like then maybe I'll start to appreciate it for what it is. Don't you love picking up a brush and realizing it's disgusting and you need to clean your brushes? I'm the worst at cleaning my brushes. I don't know about any of you, but I suck. So we're gonna wipe her on the back of my hand and pretend like that never happened. So now I'm gonna be taking the color Boot, which is, I don't know if you guys can tell, you can kind of see it. There's like pink and blue and purple reflex in this color, and I hope that that translates when I put it on my eye, because that's really why I'm gravitating towards this color, because I don't usually use blacks. That's a lie, but let's find out. I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna keep this close to the lash line, she says. Oh no. Okay, fun fact, Fallout, it sticks. This is why I always do my eyes first, but under eye, it's just hard, man. I'm gonna tilt my face forward so that while I'm doing this, the fallout doesn't land on my cheeks. So, may not be the most flattering look, but it's a look. So I noticed that the black reflex, or I'm sorry, the purple, pink, and blue reflex did not translate at all. Quite frankly, it looks just black to me. Maybe if I put it over like a black base on my eyelid or something, they'll translate a little better. I don't know. That's a little not really. It's a little disappointing because I was expecting them to translate a little better. Another thing that I'm finding with this black is, as most blacks, it likes to stick where you place it. But it is blendable. Like, it's not giving me too hard of a time to blend, which I really appreciate. And doing my eyeshadow from this angle, like upward, it's hard to be exact with the placement, so I have to be super duper careful with where I'm placing it. Okay, so now for the inner corner highlight, I think I'm gonna take the color Fly, which is right here. It's a little bit of a green tone. I swatched it a little earlier. I feel like it's gonna play off of the blue underneath really nicely, and I feel like it's gonna bring together that orange. Just as kind of like a, yep, I was right. Let me see this for a second. Is it the most impressive shimmer shade I've seen? No. You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Electric from one of the Anastasia palettes. I believe it's Prism or Subculture. I don't remember. I have both. I'm gonna check. So this is this is Electric from the Subculture palette, and this is Fly from the Venus 2 palette. So they're kind of similar. Electric's a little bit more chunky with the glitter, whereas Fly is more of a kind of sheeny satin type of shimmer. I don't know if I have a preference. I think they're both very pretty. So I am going to do mascara and lashes off camera, but I am trying a new mascara today, which is, again, Sam raved about it, and if Sam raved about a new mascara, you know, this is the Hourglass Caution Mascara. So I'm not one to typically buy higher end mascaras. I find that the drugstore mascaras do the trick, especially since I do wear fake lashes quite often. One thing I can say, the packaging is, it's got like that metallic kind of, you know, reflective packaging, and you can see every fingerprint on it, which I don't personally really give a shit about, just being honest, but if that's something that bothers you, wear gloves. I don't know. So I'm going to try this off camera. Okay, so this is one eye done with the Hourglass mascara, and then this is the not done eye, and here's the comparison. I mean, you can judge for yourself. Personally, so I know my lashes, it lengthens and separates my lashes fantastic. It's pretty, it's great, it looks nice. Is it groundbreaking in the way that it looks? Not entirely. The biggest thing that I've heard about it is it doesn't transfer. Now, I don't always have that issue. Like with the Maybelline Falsies mascara, I don't have that issue, waterproof or not. But I did experience it with the Marc Jacobs mascara, which I had samples of, and that is the only thing that I didn't like about it, was the transfer. So another thing about this is it has that hourglass, you know, triangular shape packaging, and I love the look of it. Comfort-wise, holding it to do your lashes, I find like to twist the wand around and stuff, it was a little bit uncomfortable. Can I get around that? Absolutely not a big deal, but just something to note, not the most comfortable wand to hold. So I used the mascara on both my eyes. Every con that I said about it, I was wrong. The wand to hold, still very uncomfortable, but it's not a Brie video unless you drop something. Anyway, the wand, very uncomfortable, but the thing about the formula of this mascara is it's a little bit drier, which I love. I hate brand new mascaras because they're usually too wet and don't stick to my lashes well. Hourglass, non-sponsored, but can I bathe in this? Yes. Okay. So my lashes are on. I used Ardell Wispies. I'm not entirely sure which ones these are. They're kind of uniform all around and they're very piecey. Sorry, I don't have the box. I just kind of have this really gross looking, like, used. Anyway, not certain, but moving on. So, another new product for my face that I got today was the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury in Fair Medium. So this was another recommendation by Sam. I don't know exactly how much I'm supposed to squeeze until it starts coming out. But I guess we're gonna find out. I don't like squeeze tubes like this generally. Nothing's coming out. Hold on. Oh. That's because it wasn't open, so they have like a lock on them, and you gotta... Good to know, good to know. It feels like there's not a lot of product in here. Okay, it started to come out. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna need, so I guess we're gonna start there. Oh, she blends very nicely. Okay. I'm gonna give myself a little more. She blends pretty well, so we're gonna just hope I'm not making a mistake by putting this all over. I don't know if I want to use this on my nose just yet. So, also, dry lips. I should not be using my foundation sponge, but we're fine. Have you guys heard that conspiracy theory where I fell down a hole? I've been watching Shane Dawson like religiously for the last week or so, and I've been really stuck on his conspiracy videos, and I'm not like a conspiracy kind of gal. Like, it's never been something that I've had interest in before. Like, I mean, not interest per se, like I've seen and heard of conspiracies and I was like, oh, that's, you know, it's a thought, but it wasn't necessarily something that like I was super keen on like looking for, like to watch. But I was watching Shane's, and so this one really messed me up. I was watching his video about chapsticks and how there's this theory that chapstick companies put like micro tiny little pieces of glass in their chapsticks so that when you use them they like cut your lips so that they need more chapstick. Now I don't know if I believe it, but I do know that when I do use chapstick, my lips do still get really dry really quick, and I don't know why. My thoughts on the sculpting stick. It's pretty, man. Just is. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's pretty. I also got this highlighting wand from Charlotte Tilbury in Spotlight. I don't know how it's going to react on top of powders, but I'm going to see and try, just because I'm not going anywhere, so if it turns out really awful, like, shame on me, you guys won't make this mistake. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs bronzer, and I'm just going to bronze up the skin a little bit on top of what I just put on, just for a little bit of, like, an extra bronze, because, again, my foundation... You know what, it's actually a pretty good match, I'm not gonna lie. It seemed a little light in the beginning, but it kind of, I don't want to say oxidized, because it didn't oxidize, it just, the lady in the Sephora store told me that this foundation kind of shifts to match the undertones of your skin and like the shade of your skin. So when you're buying this foundation, you only need to get like semi close to your skin tone and not entirely like your skin tone, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that's not BS. Like, I think that's... So for blush, I was thinking of using this Anastasia Trio, but no, I am absolutely obsessed with... Okay, listen. So this palette, Be Light, Becca. This is the light to medium palette. I'm gonna be really forward. Becca, I love you. I don't touch anything in this palette except for this. This blush, I'm not a blush fan, never was. I want to cover every part of my body in this blush. I don't think you understand. Like, this blush, it's just, it's luminous, it's glowy, it's pretty, like, I mean, Becca, listen, make this into its own, like, singular blush. I will buy all of them. I really just, I'm not a fan of the other powders. First of all, one of them is way too dark. The one that goes all over, I can't use. It's far too dark for me, and I am a fair complexion. And this is geared toward that light to medium range. You don't have a fair, so I understand that it's hard to make a universal powder that'll work for everyone, but that one doesn't work for me. The blur powder, the only place I really put powder is under my eyes, so I don't really find that much of a use for it, because I also don't, it doesn't keep my concealer from creasing at all. I found that my concealer kept creasing, and so it served no purpose. And the bronzer, I don't know, it was too, I don't want to say non-existent, but it didn't really show up. So now onto the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. Oh, I guess I'm gonna do it the same way I did the, oh, that might be a lot. Okay. Okay, so it's not reacting. Oh, it's pretty. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you can really see. It kind of, oh, I take it back. Didn't react poorly with the powder. I'm gonna layer it a little bit more. I want a little bit more glow. I'm gonna see if I can do that. Oh, hello? Girl, listen. Oh my god. Okay. Charlotte, my love. Yes. So I'm gonna put a little bit above the front of my brow and a little bit over the side. Just, I like to create like a little C shape, so it just flatters my face personally. I know it doesn't work for everybody. This is my personal preference of where to place highlight. The one issue I do have, it doesn't blend out as easily as the contour shade did. It does still blend easy, just not as easy. Is that a problem? I don't think so. I don't find it to be an issue. I think it's quite beautiful. I can't wait to see this on like natural skin. Okay, so highlight review, gorgeous. Contour, everything gorgeous. Now, I did get a couple of new lip products, and by a couple I mean 3. They're all from Lime Crime. Again, don't want to hear about the scandals or whatever. So I got the Diamond Crushers. So these are, from what I understand, lipstick toppers. So I got 3 shades. I'm gonna swatch them for you. So the 3 shades that I got from bottom to top. So this one is Unicorn Queen. This one is Fluke. and this one is Acid Fairy. So they're not translating entirely on camera the way they are in person, but I feel like you guys can get the gist. So because of the blue reflex in this one right here, which I believe is Fluke, I think it's gonna play off really well with my eyes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for my lips is I'm actually gonna take Posh Spice by Jeffree Star. I think that the coolness of this is gonna work really well with these toppers and also kind of balance out the warmth and the cool in my eyes. So I'm gonna take that first. So for any of you who know me in real life, you know that Jeffree Star has my all-time favorite liquid lipstick formula. You also would know that I jump on his launches like the second they launch. Like I'm on his website like 30 minutes before and I'm waiting. And his liquid lipsticks are the only ones that I can wear comfortably. I've tried Kat Von D, I've tried Anastasia, I've tried Black Moon Cosmetics, I've tried a good Kylie Cosmetics, I've tried a bunch, but Jeffree just has the most comfortable formula. I don't know what it is. It's just not drying, and it's just, you know. Also, Jeffree, if you ever see this, which we know you won't, but I live really close to you, so if you ever want to let me like draw your eyebrows on and like beat your face, let me know. Just let me know, you know. So I actually think I'm gonna use I'm having a really difficult time deciding between these three, but between these two, you know what, I'm gonna go with the Unicorn Queen, because I feel like it's just gonna play off really well, especially with the cool tones. Okay. Oh my god. Do we see that? We see that. Sorry, I'm staring at myself in the video because, oh my god. Is it for every day? No. Am I gonna wear it every day? Possibly. Just kidding, but yeah, so this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed sitting down, getting ready with me, chilling, hanging, and this is what I came up with. Sorry for those Beastie Boy brows, gotta get on those, but so this was the finished look. Overall, Charlotte Tilbury products, 100% all for it. The foundation, love it, gorgeous. I don't think there's anything out of the new products I tried that I didn't like. Hope you guys enjoy this. I really enjoyed filming it this way versus the way that I started filming, and hopefully I come back soon. Okay, peace out.